good afternoon. Oh, that's okay. I was thinking, I have to wear something else, but I have some film light. So, darlings, I hope you have a good day. Yes, I was at the beach. I'm at my summer residence. Ta-ta-ta. Look. Oh, that's a good. What's this? It should be here. Look. I just keep it here. Anyway, yeah, that's good. So I hope you're well. I had some stuff here. And I say photos, I give my phone away. And I posted it, right? I have to check. Yes. Yes, I did. Well done. Very good. You could call that bad hair day. But what about I give a fuck? Anyway, so I don't know. I have a camera light. I have a perfect camera light. But I don't know. It's not loading as it should. Alright then. Oh yeah, definitely music today. I can't hear it today. Honestly. So I was already on it for a while today. A very good swim. And yeah, I'm also very grateful. I'm really progressing on my book. And I'm grateful for encouragement of others hanging in there because it's like it takes a lot of discipline, but it's really a passion, I have to say. And thanks to Margaret Atwood, for instance, great teacher, by the way. Oh, Margie got the tea. I really can just recommend watch her. She's unbelievable. She's such a sweetheart, I would say. Yeah, very, very shiny personality. So, right. What should we hear? Down tempo. Yeah, chill out. Let's try how that sounds. It's really some. Yeah. So. Sounds good so far. So I have continued working on my book. So yesterday we talked a lot about Kinchblade, bless him. As when I just started the live video, I really through a YouTube comment got aware and noticed that he just passed away exactly a month ago. So have a good journey, and it's a blessing that I met him. He had really great music. So today I continued on the story about Golden was a schoolmate of Zoe. Zoe is the protagonist in that novel. And they met at school when Zoe came completely stoned from school. School just started, and she came stoned from a party. And well, luckily, Gerda knew what was going on, and she picked her up. And from then on, they were hanging out. So this chapter is about Gerda. So yeah, I told before. So Gurdon really knew everyone in the scene, from intellectual monkeys to ecstasy and speed freaks, and stars and starlets. I came by in between and could wash and dry my clothes there, which was great. She lived in a very luxurious apartment with her boyfriend. He was over 30 years older, which was quite something for Zoe. Zoe were just not used to this kind of environment. So because they live, so Gulden and her boyfriend just lived around the corner. One afternoon, when I am writing a narrative, isn't the right way to say it's a narrative written novel. I think that could work like that. Yeah, that's my naked knee. Sex sounds right. I'm just kidding. So just hiding my knee now. Well, that's really unsexy like that. So yeah, one afternoon when I was sorting my clothes in her huge bathroom, she told me that she knew quite a few famous actors. She wanted me to be there all the time, but I didn't feel comfortable in her surroundings because I had escaped too fresh and all by myself and all alone. I mean, it's it's like even a big thing. I'm writing even in English, yeah. So bear with me. It needs another editing, a proper editing after. She also wanted to set up she also wanted me to set up with one of her pretty buddies, a pretty one. Let's say handsome buddies or gorgeous. Handsome is good. Handsome buddies, a pretty one with blonde hair, and they also wanted to push me into going to the solarium. What is it called here? Solarium? Tanning studio. Let's say tanning studio. In England, they say tanning studio. So I make a slash. Tanning studio. Safe. Yeah, I really don't like the. I need to check up the word now. Just hang on. Proletariat? Do you say proletariat? Prolet. Yeah, I want the the English version. Pro. Okay, okay, that's all right. I really don't like pro Santan. I keep like, yeah, we know we're getting there. So I really don't like the pro Suntan. This buddy's name was Toby. This buddy's name was Toby, and he was also a classic case of stupid and dependent thinking with a secondary school diploma. Not that I would condemn that, it's just a different level. Gudrun, for example, threatened the headmaster at her old school with a gun and got herself a school-leaving certificate that way. That's the way to get school certificates. Yes, she wasn't exactly the brightest, and she wasn't stupid either, I have to say, because anyone who makes such a name for themselves in this huge city, Berlin, and rips off people at the highest level as petite as she was. So sorry, I read again. So Gulden wasn't exactly the brightest, and she wasn't stupid either, I have to say, because anyone who makes such a name for themselves in this huge city and rips people off at the highest level, as petite as she was, can't be completely stupid either. You have to be clever. Yes, you do, indeed. Splendid. As far as matchmaking was concerned, I was still enthusiastic. I generally shut the doors. I generally shut down. So slash in brackets. I generally shut down end of bracket. So as far as matchmaking was concerned, I was still too enthusiastic. I generally shut the doors, or I generally shut down, and do exactly the opposite. Besides, at that time, I was already pretty worn out. Even if you didn't notice it at first glance, life had left enormous traces, especially deep down in my soul, and I just wanted to renew and reinvent everything and forget myself. In truth, I was in shock. So I was also in culture shock, in a massive culture shock. I just needed my own time and this pressure to be someone, to become something, to present something, so that one conforms went against the grain. In truth, I was very shy. Drinking and party drugs helped me to come out of my shell as my personal medicine. Who doesn't think like that? There's many people out there. I mean, most of the globe. I danced and danced, and dancing in the clubs let me be free. Golden and her troupe became increasingly suspicious, and it seemed very clear to me that something was up, and they wanted to somehow get me here as a courier. Gangster. So I made a charming and quiet getaway. I had a few others through school, such as Annika Kummerling, whose sister I knew from Bright Bloods I mentioned in my first chapter, and Rainer, this youth socialist whom I had to meet once a week. I avoided Gulden as much as possible, except for school. She often came by and rang my doorbell, but I didn't let her in. The thing with Gulden and her clan was nothing to me. I had to move on. Besides, it triggered my paranoia even more when the old woman stood in front of my door because it was simply not openly expressed what she wanted. Or was she after all interested in friendship and not in working on me as a courier? Of course, I think I would have been perfect. A clean slate, no criminal charges, and looked very young and innocent. Just so clueless. I felt persecuted by Gulden and her entourage. And who knows who was lying in. And who knows who was lying in wait for her. And then there was also Tom, remember, from the first chapter. No, the second chapter. The Zoe left to Berlin and was living in a very rotten apartment of that guy. She had a super crush on this guy called Tom, and he was kind of still in the horizon. So, and then there was Tom and his connections, as he threatened her as well and made some comments. I couldn't cope at all. Didn't tell anyone, but withdrew rigorously. After a while, I started hanging out with Annika and another girl from my class. In any case, it was a much better environment as far as it's a that's a funny translation. Yeah, in any case, it was much better environment as far as sex was concerned. No, I didn't write that in German. I said as far consumed as consuming as concerned. That's really funny. Um, yeah, but even Annika became too much and too monotonous after a while. She was always so patronizing. It really got on my nerves. Maybe I should describe it more, Annika. So make something in brackets. Good. Yeah, so 1998, a year full of events. So we come to the end of the 90s. I mean, that's for techno Berlin, the best place, I think, to write a story. Well, at that time, I listened to a lot of music and bought new good books, like the book by Patrick Süskind, The Perfume, which is also available on Netflix. Perfume from Tom Tikva. And I love to listen to Erica Badu and Jamiroquai and so on. And yes, I also recorded a lot from the radio station Kiss FM, or gave DJs empty MCs, and they played me their set, and they copied me their set, and they me that's they the DJ set, the DJ set. Yes. Yes, Trainspotting was a super hit, and the film music was super cool. Yes, I bought the book to the film and so on. And yes, Rainer, this youth worker, found out that Trainspotting was to be seen as a theater play. I have to go there. Rainer invited me, and we went to the Volksbühne on at Rosa Luxemburgplatz in Mitte, Berlin Mitte, on a late on one late Saturday afternoon. Trainspotting really impressed me because it was about fucked up people and heroin and so on. And I always had a lot of respect for heroin. And luckily, I had this respect. Otherwise, it would have caught me. Yeah. So this is what I wrote so far. I have to say, I mean, yeah, I'm grateful. And you know, I Yeah, I saw that play, Trainspotting. I remember. I mean, we can invent a lot, but we also have to be bit, telling the truth, you know, and go with the flow. Yeah, it was a great play. Directed by Philip Castle, an awesome theatre director. He might come to England and put in something here. That would be scandalous. Let's change my hair. Yeah, swimming was great. And it's what is also funny on my journey now with the book, yeah, honestly, is that even like let's say I do yoga and I did yoga in the afternoon after the beach. Then my thoughts turn more around my book, and yeah, I mean the original version, the handwritten version is almost 3, but yeah, I'm still at the first third. Is that the right word? I don't know. Have a nice blonde hair. I love your hair. I love my hair. Oh, silly me. But wild hair. I know. But I'm at home. My seaside residence. It's just so nice here. So let's listen to the music. I mean, one of my favorite songs in the 90s was like, I loved the Love Parade very much. And this song, One Word, One Future. I think it's Dr. Motte and Black Bottom. Was it 1998? Which theme was it? Which Love Parade theme was it on 1997? Please comment that down below. No. Oops, where am I? Oh, wrong window. Here. Should we pick a card? Yeah, I mean, I'm thinking. So, okay, yesterday I did go a bit ahead in the story because as I heard just by beginning the live stream that an old maid who was part of the story because he was such a great personality just passed away. So yeah, that makes more sense, and also kind of honoring that person, Yeah. So what yeah, so it's the next chapter. So oh yeah, it's a story that Zoe is I'm free translating now. So Zoe is with this youth worker. Oh no, it was before she went to the theater. So Zoe got a travel check, let's say a couple of £100 from the youth government department, and so she went on her first travel with a big backpack, and she went to Gran Canaria. Yeah. And she wanted to be really adventurous, so she went to Gran Canaria, and from there she had to find out where to sleep, and she was still a teenager, of course. And yeah, in her pocket, as I also mentioned, she was at that time, beginning 1998, she was completely fan of that movie Trainspotting. So she bought the book just before she went on that travel, and during that travel she was reading that book Trainspotting, and absolutely fascinated. I mean, with everything, like nothing could be too fucked up or too shiny and fancy. Everything was great for Zoe, you know what I mean. And yeah, so it was great. And so this social worker named Rainer, that's the most stupid German name I can tell. Sorry, didn't want to offend anyone here. So Rainer, after this travel of Zoe, oh yeah, here he then invites her for and has a theater ticket for her at Volksbühne Berlin for that play Trainspotting, which was directed by Frank Kastorf. And yeah, the book was written by Ivan Walsh. Yeah. So that theater, that was the first time Zoe went to the Volksbühne. There were like these great actors: Katrin Angerer, Matthias Matschke, Martin Wuttke was in that film later on. From what's this called? Wait, I'm so Inglourious Bastards. Yes, Martin Wuttke played the Hitler. Yes, it's a great movie. Yeah, and Zoe was so fascinated how their interpretation of that story, Trainspotting, which is, by the way, since I'm in the UK, I watched Trainspotting and did I watch the second movie? I don't think so, but I watched the first one, and then I realized it was the first time I watched it in the original tone, and that is, my darlings, in Scottish English. Yeah, which I can understand brilliantly, but I would have never understood back in the days before coming to the UK, honestly. So yeah, and that play was hilarious. Katrin Angerer was standing there, and give me more heroin and stuff like that. I mean, it's like theater, it's a free interpretation of a story, and yeah, so Zoe was completely hooked. Yeah, so that was this needs to be written down. I could that do now, but I need to write it down first in German. Or should I be courageous and just write it down in English there? Yeah, why not? You're here with me now. You could write me a comment if I say something wrong on my naked knee. Cells, right? Anyway, let's be focused. And hey, I didn't touch my phone most of the time since I'm, even before I was preparing, my phone was on the other side of the room. Yeah. Okay, let's get it on. So, oh yeah. So how does it sound? I got a travel check from the used department of 500 Deutsche Mark and booked a flight to Gran Canaria. Oh yeah. Why not? We make it funny. I first thought, I should dress up today for you guys, a fancy dress in a fancy color. But, black is decent. And I love hoodie jumpers. Anyway, Gran Canaria. And, yeah. Und auch erstmal einen Schlafplatz zu checken, so wie sich das gehört. Oh ja, okay. And I had to check out a place to stay, right? Is that good? And at first, I had to check out a place to stay. Or firstly, is that more posh? At first, furthermore, oh wait, what should I say? So I got a travel check from the used department of 500 Deutsche Mark and booked a flight to Gran Canaria. I had moreover, firstly, I had to check out a place to stay. I'm just writing firstly now. Please comment down below if you have any other idea. Firstly, I had to check out a place to stay. So wie sich das gehört. How can I say that? Give me an idea. As is only right and proper. As it is only right and proper. Oh, thank you very much. That's nice to say. Very nice, thank you. No makeup, but good lamp. My film lamp. I bought a film lamp, and it's not. Oh yeah, now I have it. So, as I had to check out a place to stay, as it is only right and proper. Nice. No saving. So, oh gosh. It's kind of funny, It's good for my English. It's like my brain is working hard, So, I should, you know what? I'm touching my phone. Frankie is on a holiday trip now. But I forward the link now to Frankie as I did yesterday. So, Frankie. This is a nice picture, you know, of the video today. Frankie. Oh, there we go. Oh, he's a good guy too. Yeah, so first I had to take out a place to stay as it is only right and proper. So, and then, oh yeah, trains. Oh yeah, interesting. I just said here, train spotting was the only. So oh yeah. So I have to put in. Oh yeah, I bought the book for train spotting by Ivan Welch, of course in German. Yeah. I used to live in Berlin. I'm in the UK, and at the moment I'm at my seaside residence. Yeah. Where are you? You in Berlin then? So, and oh yeah, and train spotting. Now I get it. Train spotting was the first book I have read, right? Read before actually watching the movie. Yeah, it's quite fun, you know. Maybe I should do like every time like that when I go live, to make a free translation. Yeah, but why not? You know. So, exactly. Should I I was so fascinated by this story and was reading it on the beach while getting sunburned. It's very original, huh? I get a new yawn. Oh yeah, please follow me. Push the like button and click the following button and be my follower. Be my guest. Yes. Be my guest. That's great. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Try my best, you know, did yoga, was swimming. You know, I try to take life not too serious, you know. And it's just one day at a time, I would say, you know. So train spotting. So I saw so was traveling back home, was completely like what's this called when you say you completely, oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's good. At the end of this adventurous travel, I got back home to Berlin super skinned. You know. And yeah, and then oh yeah, this youth worker, my youth worker Rainer, surprised me with theatre tickets for this marvelous, marvelous play called Trainspotting, directed by Frank Castle. My beautiful darling Frankie. Yeah. So, what? So, the film was at the very same time screened at the cinemas, no, shown at the cinemas. So let's see what. Well, I just finished, right? Oh, thank you. Bless you. Oh yeah. So I was completely hooked. I was completely hooked by this play and all those or these on those actors, these splendid actors like Catelyn Anger, Matthias Matschke, Martin Wuttke, who played Hitler in Inglourious Basterds. And I was so fascinated how they played these heroin addicts, you know, and the being on a turkey. So I just read so. I was so impressed how these actors played heroin addicts on the absolute edge. How does that sound? They're good. Yeah, so they were standing in the middle of the stage, or at the front of the stage, and then they were putting out their arms like this. And that was very modern, that you could understand that at this moment they were like, you know, shooting it in their veins. Yeah. And then I'll leave it there. So, what have we for now? So, okay. Yeah. Okay. I got a travel check from the use department of 500 Deutsche Mark. I booked a flight to Gran Canaria. Firstly, I had to check out a place to stay, as it is only right and proper. I bought the book Trainspotting by Ivan Welch. Trainspotting was the first book I have read before actually watching the movie. I was so fascinated by this story and was reading it on the beach while getting sunburned. At the end of this adventurous travel, I got back home to Berlin super skinned. My youth worker, Rainer, surprised me with theatre tickets for this marvelous play. called Trainspotting, directed by Frank Castorf. The film was at the very same time shown at the movies. At the movies, right? Not cinemas. Or maybe cinemas is more this American interpretation. Oh, thank you. Very good background music. Great. And I was completely hooked by this play and all these splendid actors like Kadun Anganga, Matthias Matiko, Martin Wuttke. I was so impressed how these actors like heroin addicts on the absolute edge. Right. I think I'll leave it there for today. Do you have any other thing to say? Any idea? Could I help you? Could I inspire you? Oh, that's good. I mean, I hope I could inspire you. And, you know, I think Frankie tried Julian because I thought I love Frankie. He's so cute. It's like, my heroes are Frankie, Larry Teether, Margaret Atwood, James Patterson, and Margaret Atwood took classes. And actually, the class of Margaret Atwood really, really gave me the final go and the confidence to actually finally start my novel. Because in years, a lot of friends over the years said, "Oh, you really can write books," and I'm just writing poems and So yeah, who else? So Larry Teetham, Buddha. I'm a free Buddhist, and who else? Who's my? I need a muse. Do you want to be my muse? Yeah, kidding. I mean, yeah, why not? I could be your muse. You could be my muse. We could be our muses. Amusing. It's very amusing. Good. Splendid. Anyway. Yeah, so not too bad. I mean, look, the first triple is what's widely said. Anyway, so at the beginning, yeah, and Margaret Atwood really gave me the knowledge, to and confidence, which she's great. So it's July 1997. I'm on the train to Berlin. I'm super excited. I've just left my great childhood love, Sasha. We broke up 1,000 times anyway. He insisted on coming to the train station. Yes, this hot guy is waiting for me in Berlin, whom I met by chance 2 weeks ago at the Love Parade in Berlin at the Breitscheidplatz, which is called Breite in Berlin, when I wanted to arrange something to smoke weed with my buddy Honey, or with my mate Honey. Well, since then, I've Skyped him a few times. So I made him records because I have to say what kind of device it was. That was before the Skype era, a pager. Yes, Tom, the hammer horny guy, is already 26 and fully mature, and so I also have my school reports and stuff like that. Of course, my ghetto plaster, it shouldn't be missing. A few MCs and a few CDs and my MCs. I'm sitting in a modern train compartment with a couple of old ladies of different ages. I need of different ages. Right. I have to be very creative here. That works. Of different ages. And what was it? Yeah. I am the youngest. My clothes, Carhartt pants, dark blue, white t-shirt, and a flowery short top over it. Just super girly. Well, that's the 90s. 8 p.m. arrival at zoo. I don't know my way around at all. I have a huge orange suitcase with shitty wheels on it that are useless at all. A large travel bag, my ghetto blaster, my backpack that my father gave me, and that's it. One of the ladies from the train compartment helps me, and I put my suitcase and travel bag in a locker. Then I start looking for the right subway. Subway is so American. Underground. I have to get the U7. Yes, I'm a bit nervous. Don't let me tell you, junkies like everywhere at the zoo. I hold my things tight. In Neukölln, I got off the wrong place, and I'm talking Neukölln. Back in the days, Neukölln was nothing but fancy. Was nothing. It was really like it was a huge, massive ghetto place and very dangerous. So I kind of got off at the wrong place and asked someone on Karl-Marx-Straße, who said to me, completely worried and taken aback, "Girl, don't walk around here and get on the next train, on the next subway. Go one more station to the town hall of Neukölln." So I'll do that too. A bit stressed by that stressed message. Yes. Now I'm looking for the Weichselstraße. It's right on around the corner of a Turkish kebab shop. Tom's Hut. I said Tom's Hütte in German. So Tom's flat is at the very other end of the street, and of course it's completely dark there too. Great. Tom suddenly comes towards me. I thought I wouldn't come. Oh, he thought I wouldn't come anymore. Well, that was just some time before the smartphone era, was it? Nowadays, it's unthinkable. I'm not sure. I mean, it's the first version, and even like really translated into English. So Neukölln, Tom's flat. The apartment was in the second backyard and the side wing on the first floor. It was a cheap, run-down flop house as an apartment. And the kitchen wasn't actually a kitchen anymore, since the kitchen cabinets weren't built together anymore. It was pure chaos. Okay, there was a stove and fridge. I also remember the smell. Yes. Yes, and a very small bathroom called wet area and a separate toilet. Or I could say in English, like they say in England, a loo. Which I didn't understand at the beginning. Anyway, the hallway was relatively wide, a typical Berlin side wing, one-room apartment from the 90s. What else? Old bedding, a mattress noodle with mattress noodles through and through, a cheap old chest of drawers from a furniture store made of wood chips in dirty beige, a large round table and 2 chairs. That's it. There were also curtains, also very typical for this type of backyard apartment of a stoner. By the way, that was the first thing we did. Smoke a big joint of smoke. We smoked big joint. We then bubbled at each other and made out. And we bubbled, and that's the wrong word. And we bubbled, and we showed off, and and made and did both show off. and then made out wildly. I had a crush on him. I really thought he knew about the world and stuff and everything. It was really hot and sizzling and stuff, and it had rained all of a sudden and stuff like that. It was really romantic, but I was also pretty squeamish. Yes, it was great because Tom had to go. It was really great because Tom had to go because he had a girlfriend and he lived with her. A pretty Iranian with kith and kin and all the trimmings. I was terribly jealous. Hello, catty cat. You want to see my cat? And yeah, I was terribly jealous. Thank you. Would you please tell me your name? So I was terribly jealous. Terribly. Also, because I thought that lady must have looked super hot as an Iranian. Whereas I, what am I? Oh yeah. Whereas I was so inexperienced and fresh from the countryside and stuff like that. Oh, thank you. Just blood young through and through and such. Over the weekend, I went to Alexanderplatz, and so on, and had a salad in the bistro next to Burger King, and I believe it still exists. And then I was a little overwhelmed. I had zero orientation and stuff like that. From after the first weekend, I had to think about something concrete, where and how to get money. Then I started my ride home from Alexanderplatz. Monday, the 129 bus from Panierstraße to Kudam. I already knew myself a bit about this area. Then I asked around a little bit about jobs. A good half an hour later, I landed directed at Aschinger as a plate taxi runner. I wasn't allowed to start 1 or 2 days later. Well, I was really a bit too slow, was really insecure and all that. I just hopped out the nest at home for a few days alone out into the wild, wide world. And a few days later, I had another job at a Buffalo shoe store. I asked at the lower Kudam, it's called Kurfürstendamm, about in a shop, a guy who looked very good, blonde, blue eyes, and he immediately had a positive answer for me. Namely, he had a job for me in his father's shop down on Lietzenburger Straße. Yeah, it's very gorgeous. It still looks the same, compared to Mitte. The old man had a face like a toad, no, like a lizard, and hardly any hair on his head. Bless him. Thin lips and such a funny old round glasses. One of my first main tasks was keeping the shop in good shape. For instance, cleaning and dusting. And the old man was constantly getting horny because of my presence. Yes, after a while, I was allowed to slowly approach the sale. I had gorgeous red dyed hair, a fruity red, mostly tinted with directions color. It was a hit, a must. And since I just had red hair, that was always a reason for the old geezer to tell me a little bit about his wicked love life. He always texted me with it about it during my working hours and told me all the camels always included red-haired lovers. But that was a coincidence, right? At some point that became too colorful and uncomfortable for me. In my spare time, I was hanging out at the, and I leave it there now because I have other things to do, and it's already nearly 9 p.m. here in the UK. And yeah, it's already an hour on the live stream, which I appreciate very much. So, and the lighting is good too. I hope tomorrow I get that sorted again. That's a marvelous light, Yeah. So I appreciate your new followers, and please click the button to follow me. Yeah. Oh, that's a bit much. But yeah, I'm really smart and witty. Thank you. Anyway, I wish you a lovely evening and lovely day whenever you start clicking in and look. And yes, I hope I can inspire you and yeah, follow me on my journey in progressing on my novel. So thank you very much. Have a good one. Bye.